Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more news from the Golden State Warriors, but before that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Regaining the NBA dynasty is what the Warriors aim for this season, but the results are disappointing and executives will be looking for a new star to help Stephen Curry. The Golden State Warriors were one of the two teams named as a logical fit for oft-injured star Zion Williamson if the New Orleans Pelicans move on from him, according to ESPN's Bobby Marks and Tim McMahon. The other team is the Chicago Bulls, who, in theory, can swap Zach LaVine for Williamson. ESPN talked to two team executives at the recent G League showcase in Orlando, and both pointed to Golden State as a logical fit for Williamson. The Warriors have $40 million in expiring contracts, up to 3 first-round picks to trade, young players in Jonathan Kuminga, Brandon Podziemski, and the $26.2 million salary of Andrew Wiggins, Marks and McMahon wrote. The Warriors are in a free fall since their blistering 12-3 start. They have lost 13 of their last 17 games to fall to 10th place in the Western Conference. According to ESPN's Shams Charania, the Warriors are looking for another star next to Stephen Curry, whose 36-year-old knees have been showing wear and tear lately. He's shot below 30% in 3 of his last 6 games, including a 0-of-7 outing in Memphis on December 19. When healthy, Williamson is a dominant force who can help ease Curry's burden. But that is a tough ask, considering Williamson's lengthy injury history. Williamson, the 2019 number 1 pick, played a career-high 70 games last season, but he has yet to appear in an NBA playoff game because of injuries. That's why the Pelicans made the last 3 years of Williamson's max contract non-guaranteed. He has to meet several benchmarks, from weight to playing a certain number of games, to guarantee the majority of the $197.2 million he could earn. High-risk, high-reward move. According to the ESPN report, Williamson's agent, Bill Duffy, will not be pushing for a trade. So it's up to the Pelicans to decide whether they need to cut their losses or hold on to Williamson, whose $36.2 million salary for the season becomes fully guaranteed on January 7. With Williamson's value at its lowest, will the Warriors make the bet that joining a winning organization could inspire the former Duke star to take better care of his physical health? Take a swing and work on his body, an NBA executive told ESPN. It would be complicated with his salary, but I think it would be doable. Maybe there's a bad team that needs a star, another West executive told ESPN. I don't think he's getting a premium picks package, but the guy has proven that when he's healthy, he's a star. The Warriors don't fit the criteria of a bad team or a rebuilding team. But with the way their season is going, they need a jolt. Williamson can provide that when healthy. He represents a high-risk, high-reward move. Are the Warriors desperate to make a huge bet? Underscore 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 underscore. Steph Curry's blunt assessment of Warriors. Curry did not mince words when describing the current state of the Warriors following their 113-95 loss to the surging Cleveland Cavaliers Monday night. Like the kids say, we're very mid right now, Curry told reporters. Just very average. Curry's straightforward talk sounds like a desperate plea to the Warriors front office to get him more help after he was held to a 4-of-14 shooting night. I think we understand that better days can be ahead, continued Curry, who finished with only 11 points. We're not in that big of a hole in the Western Conference if you look at the standings. The Warriors are just 2.5 games outside the top 6 in the West, which means an automatic playoff berth with still 51 games left to play. Go on a 5 or 6 game run, to us that sounds like a lot, but it's the numbers, you can make up a lot of ground pretty quickly, Curry said. Tough task, but that fine line between losing hope and confidence and understanding that with one good week, you're kinda back in it, that's where we are. Steve Kerr believes in the younger Warriors. Kerr thinks the younger squad is just fine. Per The Athletic's Anthony Slater, Steve Kerr believes in the younger Warriors player as Steph Curry and Draymond Green creep towards retirement. I feel better about our young group than I ever have, Kerr said. Slater says that Kerr reiterated he thinks Kuminga is turning a corner, TJD is making a leap, Podziemski's all-around glue game and a hope Moody can get healthy and on a run. Kerr is definitely right. Jonathan Kuminga has been showing us what he's made of lately, tying his career-high points with 34 points 2 nights in a row versus the Los Angeles Clippers and the Phoenix Suns on December 27 and 28. In addition to Kuminga, Tracy Jackson-Davis and Moses Moody have been stepping up as well. Jackson-Davis has been averaging 8.7 points, 5.9 rebounds, and 2.1 assists per game. Moody has been averaging 7.8 points, 1.8 rebounds, and 0.8 assists per game. Sophomore Brandon Podziemski has been averaging 8 points per game as well. Though Moody and Podziemski have been trending downward since last season, they are still young and have a lot to learn from the veteran players on the Warriors. What was the silver lining to Warriors' disappointing loss against Cavaliers? The Golden State Warriors suffered another disappointing loss on Monday night, dropping a troublesome 113-95 ball game to the Cleveland Cavaliers. There were few bright spots from this game, but it was not completely absolved of any. What was the bad news for the Warriors? The offense looked quite lackluster, yet again. They shot a lackluster 33% from the field. However, this did open the door for one player to have a great night for Golden State. Tracy Jackson-Davis enjoyed one of the best performances of his career, despite the loss. The Warriors' second-year center finished the game with a double-double that featured 16 points and 16 rebounds. It was an elite performance on the glass. The total rebounds and defensive rebounds in this game were both equal to or set a new career high for Jackson-Davis. His 6 offensive rebounds also tied a season high for the Warriors' big man. "I'm just trying to play hard on the glass, just running and crashing," Jackson-Davis told reporters at the post-game press conference. "I'm just trying to root them out and get us extra possessions." The Warriors center and fellow youngster Jonathan Kuminga have both turned in some strong performances recently. One reporter asked Jackson-Davis if they were ready to take the next steps in their career. "We're just trying to do our part and just continue to try to play at a high level to help these guys out," the second-year pro commented. The Warriors have struggled as a team overall, but some of their young pieces, like Jackson-Davis, have offered a silver lining to the disappointing results in the win-loss column. Perhaps Warriors head coach Steve Kerr can find a way to lean on these youngsters more, in an effort to improve the team's overall performance. The Warriors have about $40 million in expiring contracts, which could match Williamson's salary and give New Orleans long-term salary flexibility. They also have 3 tradable future first-round picks and valuable young players like Jonathan Kuminga, Brandon Podziemski, and Tracy Jackson-Davis. While it seems less likely that the Warriors are interested in parting ways with Andrew Wiggins or that the Pelicans are interested in Wiggins' sizable contract, it's important to note that the deal also creates a more streamlined path to a potential salary cap negotiation. Equivalent. It's no secret that betting the Warriors' short and long-term future on Williamson would represent a significant risk. Williamson put up incredible numbers, averaging 24.6 points, 6.6 rebounds, 4.2 assists, and 1.0 steal per game, and was clearly an impact player when healthy. However, the 24-year-old has only played at least 30 games in a season, twice in his 6-year career. Given Williamson's unique situation, executives speculated that the best offer the Pelicans would receive would come from a rebuilding team hoping to start its window of contention by taking a chance on Williamson. Still, it's hard to imagine a team without proven talent betting their presumably top draft picks on this. If Williamson ends up on the block, the Warriors appear to be at a time when they should be most desperate and should have multiple avenues to get a deal done.